received was not from my dad. Instead, it was from his nurse. "He's asking for you. I think you should come." A nurse had never called me before. No one had. Bright headlights burned my eyes as I headed to the hospital. Since when had night driving become such a chore? Well, in less than half an hour, I was by his side. He was delusional and in and out of lucidity. He was, however, keenly aware that this was happening, but powerless to stop it. "My brain is breaking," he said, and with that, my heart was breaking. He asked me to stay the night with him.
"I am afraid. I don't want to be alone."
This 6'3" giant of a man that I had always envisioned as the titan of human beings lie there, small and weak, crushed by the weight of a 200 thread count white cotton sheet. Somehow I had never noticed the changing. One day he was my robust father, and then he wasn't. This happened right in front of my eyes. I don't recall seeing the changes occurring. Or maybe I had ignored the wasting away and the shriveling and shrinking, because to me, he was and always would be the greatest and the strongest, the protector, the provider. And I knew, to him, I was his youngest, the smallest, the one that never quite caught up to the others. I could hear a rattling in his chest as he drifted in and out of sleep. I stroked his forehead and his now small face as his mouth dropped open, as if his muscles were unable to keep it closed any longer. I drew my chair closer to the bed, holding him so he knew I was near. I sang songs over and over and over. Somehow, in the night, I slept with my head on his shoulder. In that dimly lit room, I felt his hand stroke the back of my hair. He was awake. "I'm here, Dad," in barely more than a whisper. "I have something I need to tell you. You must all know. It's unfinished. Everything is supposed to be fair. It's how your mother and I wish, and you all know that. It's always fair." He appeared very agitated. I tried to soothe him. I tried to comfort him. but he mumbled and kept going with unintelligible speech. And he was excited because he had to tell me whatever it was that he had to tell me. His energy faded quickly, and a nurse came in to adjust something in the room. And as she disappeared, he seemed calmer. The rattling in his breathing seemed more pronounced, so I raised the head of his bed, hoping to clear his airway. And as I did, he gripped my hand tightly and locked eyes with mine. "I need you to understand. Everything is so unfinished." He was agitated again, and I tried to moisten his lips with a swab that the nurse had left for me. "I need you to know I have kept a great secret, and I need you to promise me that you will protect your mother, watch over her, and keep her safe. Promise that you will not let her be sent to a home. The truth will hurt her most, because I lied." His words trailed off into garble again. Most of it I couldn't make anything out of, except for him asking for my brothers. "Call them now." "Tomorrow, Dad. Now, call them now." My feelings were so hurt that in this moment I was not enough for him, that he wanted my brothers here instead. My tears were hot on my skin as I sent out a text to call my brothers to his side. I crawled my arms around his head, my cheek softly against his shoulder, and exhaustion finally took over. A loud, single tone jolted me from my sleep as a nurse placed her hand on my shoulder. Someone turned off a machine, and then another, and I realized there was no more rattling breath coming from his chest. He was still and quiet, but not peaceful. And I didn't feel peaceful. There was no peace in that room. There was no peace with his passing.